Welcome to the next episode of the eCom Growth Show. My name is Dayton Coleman. I'm the host, and with me I've got Lauren Petrullo, who is an expert at doing marketing. She is a fractional CMO and the owner and CEO of Mongoose Marketing. Welcome to the show, Lauren.
Thanks, Dayton. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Oh, that was so professional. I know that's totally not what you like. Let's make this a real conversation. So,
okay, hey, butthead, it's Mongoose Media, not Mongoose Marketing.
Oh, sorry. I knew it was two M's. I should know better because I've known you for how many years now?
We don't count long
nine
years because the pandemic collapses and increases.
Okay, fine. Many years.
There are at least 2 kids.
Yeah, right. Good point. Yeah. Not our kids. My wife's and my kids. You're not part of that. Let's just clarify here. Okay, cool. Let's get serious, but not really. So I want to talk to you about external marketing, and I'd like to talk to you about what you know on driving traffic. So let me kind of set the stage here a little bit. External marketing, that's what you're good at. You're also good at acquiring identities before someone even makes it to the web cart, right? So obviously there's a lot of Amazon seller listeners here, but one of the things that once you get to a certain point on Amazon, I think it's important that you diversify and you get out and into other marketplaces. And a very logical step for many people is to go to Shopify, right? But when you go to Shopify, it's a whole different animal when it comes to driving traffic, because now the people aren't just automatically on your website and you just have to sell them the product and then they hit buy and the credit card's already there and stuff like that. You have to drive the traffic there. You have to convert that traffic. There's just a lot more steps. So, and that's of course after you've built this entirely custom website. So, why don't we start off with, how do you drive traffic? What resources are you using? I know you're about to yawn. You should take a nap. You want to go and record this later?
Do you have decaf? No, it's just I closed the door and there's not a good enough cycle of oxygen in this room.
It's probably all those products in the background that you sell.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, cool. So why don't we go into how are we doing this? How do we drive traffic? What are we looking for? What do we want to acquire? How do we build an audience? How do we promote to an audience? Let's do that.
Okay, deals. Well, there's multiple different channels in which you can acquire new traffic, new subscribers, new customers to your website. So there's a few, at least the ones that we do it are like obviously paid media. So if you're using Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, Snapchat, the like, we love social media paid ads specifically because your CPMs, cost per 1,000 impressions to get in front of 1,000 people, can be really, really cheap, especially on unpopular, less competitive resources like Pinterest. You can also do it through organic social media means. So that's doing Facebook, Instagram posts, stories, reels, all that jazz. So organic social, you can do organic search. So organic search being like SEO, what you have that gets your product in front of people, search on Bing, on Google, on any other search platform.
Does anyone even use that anymore?
Oh, you silly rabbit. It doesn't have as high search volume, but it skews older and a wealthier audience.
Interesting. I did know it was an older audience, but I hadn't considered their median income.
Yeah. So it's an older, wealthier audience that's on Microsoft devices. And so, yeah, don't neglect Bing. What's great is you can import a lot of your stuff if you're doing like Bing places. So there's lots of things you can do on Bing that you can import over from your Google ads and Google social efforts. So like the Google business profile, there's Bing places as well. One button, it shifts and auto posts on both.
Okay. So that's pretty awesome. Let's actually go into that a little bit. So if I'm not mistaken, the Bing ads are less expensive than the same ad on Google. Is that true?
It depends. Two most important words with everything. You can find that it's less expensive. You can also find that it can be more profitable, but you have a much smaller search impression share. You just have fewer users on Bing than you do on Google.
Sure.
It's less competitive because advertisers don't think about Google. They don't think about Bing. They default to Google.
Yep.
And so they expand into Bing. So you're competing with scalable brands. It's not a first place that a lot of people go to. And then also because Alphabet, which owns Google, also owns YouTube. So there's a lot of integration with analytics, Search Console. It's this hub of what's easier.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, cool. All right, sweet. Let's continue and go where are people going to drive these ads? So we got Google, we got Bing. You said
Facebook, TikTok, Snap, Pinterest.
yes.
You do LinkedIn. There's 1.5 billion. Reddit has good, like if you find out through there, they're like get credit with Reddit. Like it's really good branding for new advertisers. Hulu, Disney Plus, like every 1,500 taboola. There's so many different resources in which you can drive paid traffic.
Okay.
But obviously, the most that people think about are going to be Facebook and Google.
Yeah.
Or Meta.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Meta and X, not Twitter. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't run ads on X.
No, okay. And why is that?
So I really want to. We've been testing with different X media buyers. It's a different resource. Like what you're looking for is joining conversations, and we just have not done well hiring internally. We've tested a few times. So, there's other agencies that specialize in that. We're going deeper in what we're really good at.
Okay, cool. So it takes a lot more integration, management, I guess I should call it. Yeah.
Yes, and a different skill set.
Okay.
Because like our search media buyers and our meta media buyers do not speak the same language. There's universal terms and stuff in between. But when we're talking about how the ads compete against each other, it's a different experience altogether. Similarly, like if we're looking at how we're doing TikTok or we're doing Snap or Pinterest, like our Pinterest media buying expert doesn't know Facebook, doesn't know Google, but is so deep into Pinterest that she speaks and I shut up.
Got it. Fair enough. Okay, cool. And so let's actually take Pinterest up, because I've had some success with Pinterest when they first launched their ads, and so many people just don't think about it. And it came up a few years ago in the Amazon space is Pinterest is great for doing product research, looking for new products, because
Pinterest Trends is free.
Yeah, exactly. So you can find things that people are enjoying and liking, and maybe it's just some handmade thing, but you can mass produce it, right? So what about ads? So I've got, let's just say I sell, I don't know, sunglasses, right?
Mm-hmm.
I sell sunglasses. Do I want to run ads on Pinterest?
So there's things you want to evaluate if you're considering ads on Pinterest.
Okay.
It's not the first place you start.
Okay.
It's a great discovery tool. It's low competition in that regard. Really good product and trend identifier. So Pinterest Trends, free resource. It's like trends.pinterest.com. You can see in different regions what is trending in your category. And what we know is that what trends on Pinterest is about 6 to 8 weeks ahead of what will trend on other social media platforms.
No kidding.
Oh, it's so good. You plan all of your holiday campaigns in October because Christmas trends in October on Pinterest. So you can see what everyone's looking for. And then when people are having social conversations, you're already ahead of the ball. You're not reacting.
Right. That's the end of the podcast, everybody. Thank you, Lauren, for being here. That was just a piece of absolute gold that you dropped there. This is the second time I've had you on a podcast. The last podcast was not this podcast, obviously, but your knowledge bomb drops have been unbelievable. I know you are super deep into doing this stuff. You recently won something. You're like super smart.
Wicked smart.
Oh, wicked smart. Okay, cool. And why did you win that? What did you do?
Hi, my name is Lauren. Have you met me? No, kidding.
This is not for my benefit. I know who you are. And I know you're reining yourself in too.
So it was with company called Scalable. They're a sister company of Digital Marketer. There's a founders board quarterly meeting. Over 100 really smart, savvy business owners, incredibly successful. I was able to join in on this event. There were more than 8 submissions, but 8 finalists that were able to present their ideas in 10 minutes or less. I was last. So obviously I introed saying like, I recognize I'm the only thing stopping you from getting to the open bar. So,
so you were last at the end.
I was
of
last. I was last impressions, lasting one. And so really, really great tactics. A lot of AI tactics have been shared.
Of course.
A lot of like creative ways to distinguish your brand. And so then I went last, and my presentation was essentially how to dock, block. So know what your Apple podcast protection is, but
Oh,
you can
good
figure out
point.
what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah.
Family friendly-ish, like how to dock block trash leads from getting into your CRM to begin with, which was really convenient that like 3 of the presentations before mine of what was selected from a lot more entries had talked about what to do with bad leads and how you can still make some money out of non-responsive leads. Whereas I went the exact opposite. I was like, why are we wasting time putting them into our ecosystem to begin with? We've got sales teams. We're paying expensive, increasing costs based on how many people are in our CRM, how many emails we're delivering. Like, we're in this day and age where we sign up for everything, and I want you not to be there. Like, if you're going to earn a discount on my product, if you're going to hear insights to how you can better improve your marketing strategy, if you're going to get access to us, you have to earn it. So we essentially presented on what is the bouncer effect we implement before leads can even get into the system to begin with. So we know we have a more curated list.
It's like hiring a receptionist. It's you're just gatekeeping your leads.
100%. Gatekeeping trash from entering the door.
All right. Yeah. Who wants trash? You know, besides raccoons.
The garbage man.
Well, trash man does. Yeah. They like trash.
Yeah. But I'm not in the business of earning trash. I'm earning money. So.
Yeah. Well, money can buy trash too. But anyhow, yeah. All right, sweet. Just that. No, never mind. I'm not gonna do some. All right, cool. So, well, that's really, really interesting, and well done on that, by the way, for winning that award. So,
thanks.
If you were last,
it's kind of like a big deal. Like you're like, I am grateful that you're saying that, only because a friend of mine, Qasim, he's won it like a buttload of times, and so this is like my 2nd or 3rd time winning it, and so I'm like trying to keep up with him. But this is the first time I got a trophy.
Oh.
And it's pretty, and it's upstairs. And it was handed to me being told that this is not a rut plug. Just again, and continuing to figure out whatever that is supposed to be, because I had, when I was I was announced, like, and this goes to show the more profane and vulgar you are, the more your point gets across.
I told you were reining it in for the podcast.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, cool. Well, that's awesome. Very well done on that. And the last trophy I won, let's see, I may have been about 15 years old for coming in 3rd place at a BMX race.
Ah,
yeah.
2nd place loser.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. But okay, let's not get into my failures and your successes and comparing them.
The Olympics, we learned that who are the people we remember from the Olympics? The 2nd best shooter and the 12,000th worth breakdancer.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. Thanks. All right, sweet. That makes me feel not good at all. So, what do you want to discuss next? Because obviously you just dropped a huge benefit to people that are looking for trends, especially in their own areas that they're already selling, right? Yeah. So using Pinterest trends for that. So you said trends.pinterest.com.
Free resource. You can change the location. You get to see, I mean, it's really great because right now it's Halloween, so people are planning their Halloween costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Like last time I checked, it was like cowboy fringe had been trending the last time I was on it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's really interesting. So if you have products that has fringe, if you have models that are going towards that 70s look and vibe, you can anticipate that is going to work better and get more engagement because it's stickier to what people are actually wanting to see. So don't just limit it to the products, which is great research for products because you can see verbatim solutions people are looking for. But then you can also see trends and like look at the imagery that's coming out of it. Like if you're looking at like, okay, there's always nail designs that are on trends with Pinterest, always. But what are those nails designs? Are there these like sunset ombre style vibes? Are they like Gothicana? Like where can you connect your brand to the visual trend that's happening? We all know that Hue or Pantone has the Color of the Year award.
Yeah.
Right? So if you have something that's in that Pantone color, you get to hijack a conversation that's already massively being had in a way that like, you know that this is a trending color. So leverage those pieces beyond just product research, but in your strategy of what creatives you're going to be creating in the next few weeks, few months.
All right. Love it. All right, cool. So that's good to find trends so that you can get into an area that you want to be selling or sell better and cater to an audience. What about let's go back to driving traffic, okay? What trends are you seeing when it comes to driving traffic for people to purchase products? What trends are you seeing in this? What are we in? Are we
Q3, almost Q4?
Yeah. So what trends are you seeing that are working for companies driving traffic to actually sell a product?
Okay, so trends that are working are going left when everyone else is going right.
Okay.
Trends that are not working is to do the same thing over and over again, where we're coming across a presidential election year in the US and Black Friday. So costs are going up. That's a trend for sure. Inboxes are much more competitive because if you remember 2020, oh my Lord, how many text messages did you get a day?
0.
Oh, I thought I was super popular. And then it was just like 45 different political parties telling me how I need to vote, how I need to jump in, how I need to donate.
It's like 5 to 8 a day.
Yeah, like you have to compete with that because they have a special permission where they don't have to follow the same permission-based marketing laws that everyone else does because,
of course
politics.
They don't. I was wondering. Because like every single one of those, I either hit stop or I hit report. Does it make a difference? No.
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
When you make the laws, you get to make the laws to your favor. Just saying.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna start making laws. Okay, and so, but what about what's working for people?
Sure. So one thing that's working really, really well, I'm just going to talk about Meta Ads platform first, is creating a stronger funnel. We're at a time and day where the consumer knows more about you and the products they want and care in a way that has such a deeper education value up front concept that it increases your buying cycle. So the easiest way to know this is true, next time you're in a physical store, your retail store, how many people do you see in the aisles that have their phones literally in front of them and they're Googling Amazon reviews or they're Googling how to use this product before making that buying decision?
Yep, I've done it.
Yeah. You're like, let me make sure I know where I'm putting my money. Is this product clean? Is this product supporting the politicians I care about? Is this product, what are they posting on social media? Can I stand behind this product? Because how we spend our money is how we're reflecting who we are. So with that in mind, what's working right now in Meta Ads is making funnels that are going beyond just, here's my product, buy it. We're not screaming at them, begging for them to sleep with us on the first date. Instead, we are starting a conversation and potentially inviting them to coffee. Then
love the analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like, right. Like we're ultimately trying to marry a customer because when they're married, they're buying back from us time and time again. Like we have anniversaries together. But what has worked before has been like, hey, nice shoes. Want to hook up? Now there's courting.
That's the line I used to use.
Yeah. Mine was, wow, you're tall.
And that was it, huh?
No, that was the one I heard the most. And that had a very low conversion rate. But
oh, yes, and you wear heels too. So let's see. With heels, you're like what, 6'1" or 6'2"? Yeah,
can be as high as 100%. Like I'm mostly legs, so I'm an optical illusion. So when someone would come to me at the bar and be like, "Wow, you're tall," I was like, "Wow, you're unoriginal," and walked away. So
awesome. Okay, well, this is not a dating podcast.
No, but you are dating your customers, and using that same metaphor analogy, it's what's working right now is you're inviting prospects to join you for coffee, and that coffee is give me your name and email and phone number, and I will give you the coffee equivalent of a discount. That's what we're already doing on our websites with pop-up forums, right? Give us your email, get $10 off your first order, 15% off your first order. Generally speaking, $1 off has converted better. That's just a lot of tests that we've run. But you're still giving like a coffee date equivalent of a discount. What we're now doing is instead of waiting for them to get to the actual website to invite them to coffee, I'm inviting them to coffee while still on Instagram or Facebook without having to leave. And I can deliver that discount, capture who they are, and then meet them at the coffee shop being my website. But I'm saying like, hey, here's the reservation date. I already got the gift card for this store that we can use together here. So it's just courting better in a funnel where the competition for those specific conversion objectives is less because most marketers are still like, hey, nice shoes. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And also it's a better tool because Meta's increased a lot more emerging technology and efficiency on that product inside Meta ads.
Okay. So I want to know a little bit more about this because I've never heard of this before, right? Granted, I am not a marketing expert. I do not claim to be, but this is not something I've ever heard of. You're saying essentially in layman's terms, you are able to capture their identity without ever having to send them to your website to fill out a form.
Correct. It's called instant forms, and you're instantly getting their information, and you can get it pre-filled from what they've already implemented on their Facebook or Instagram profile.
Wow. Okay. So this is the equivalent of like buying on TikTok, but buy direct on TikTok or Instagram. Like they see it, they don't have to leave the website and then go search it and then go read about it and then or go watch about it. During the post, they can go, I want that, and then buy it.
Okay.
So you're effectively doing the same. Well, but what I'm saying is conceptually it's the same. Okay. That's all I'm getting at is, TikTok revolutionized the market because on a trending item, you can buy it right there. Right. So the abrasion, not the abrasion. What am I, the
overflow,
you're just going to start thesaurusizing. No, I don't want you to do that. I'm trying to say the amount of, dang it. What am I trying to say? Basically, the time involved and the possibility of losing a potential customer due to all those extra steps that you have to take in order to purchase a product got eliminated right there.
The delta for delay and the frequency of friction has been significantly reduced.
Friction. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yes, and this is exactly what you are able to do now with simply acquiring an identity that you now are able to promote to and get them into your ecosystem. So this is like top of funnel. Hey, nice to meet you. Here's my free offer to you, just to know you.
So let me take it one step further because a lot of people that are doing this are maybe sending them to a website. This doesn't require you to build a website. This doesn't require you to do dev. This doesn't require to be mobile optimized. This doesn't require to do everything else that makes it a delay. Like you could do this in 5 minutes or less.
Okay.
And you say top of funnel. I actually say top of interest because while they're top of funnel, it's actually not true anymore. Like Meta's got billions of data points on us, right? They've been doing this for 10 plus years with Advantage plus audiences. So it's a specific mechanism inside Meta ads. Meta already knows who's interested in what you're selling. Sorry, you're not original. Anyone who's listening to this podcast thinks like, oh, but I am. No, you're not. There are so many different advertisers out there that what Meta can do is with Advantage Plus audiences and other ways that they're doing audience optimization is if, Danon, you're looking at sunglasses, you say top of funnel, but it's actually not top of funnel. It's middle of funnel because let's say you're advertising to me. Meta knows I've already looked at 5 other sunglasses brands. Okay, so it's new top of funnel to your brand, but top of interest to people that are already mid funnel on the solution.
Very interesting. See, this is why I had you on here because what do I know about that stuff?
It's a lot.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so this means you get to go in front of the people that are already shopping your competitors because why wouldn't Meta let a fair game be had? You want sunglasses? Okay, welcome to the sunglass collection of ads that are going to be presented to you in the auction. But where I say it's not even just top of funnel, where this really wins is this may be new to you. This actually has been around since 2015, 2016. But in the last year and a half, Meta's added so many new components to instant forms that maybe you're like, oh, I've tried this before. It sucked. It did. It was like high volume, low quality. But now Meta's introduced conditional logic, exclusionary items from completing. And as of like a week and a half ago, on a lot of ad accounts, you can now add in coupons and optional questions. So it continues to evolve to make, in my opinion, Meta the best ideal customer lead identifying acquisition source for the least amount of money. We're seeing 50% cost savings when compared to sending to the website and like a 400% increase of questions without changing price. And so you can ask up to 15 questions. We're asking people questions. Remember I said like you want to dock block people that like don't deserve to be in there?
Yeah, that's how you're doing it.
If you're like, if you already wear glasses, so like I have prescription glasses, and you don't have glasses that could accommodate on top of my prescription lenses or have prescription lenses, you ask a question. Do you currently wear prescription glasses? Yes or no? And the conditional logic allows a follow-up. So if you say yes, are you looking for glasses to wear over, or are you looking for glasses to wear with contacts? If they say glasses with contacts, you can continue. If they say glasses over my glasses and you don't have that, you now get to close them from completing the form.
Yep.
You're not wasting time with someone you can't serve. And you're also then instantaneously telling Meta who's not a good fit for you. Where this part, the instantly telling Meta who's bad, is the part most brands F up. We audit hundreds of ad accounts, and like I'm telling you, we audit big ad spend ad accounts and small ad spend. Small, you're like, okay, I get it. Like it's a lot to stay on top of. But like these big ad accounts, like this is just like irresponsible advertising, because you're like, how do I get Meta to work for me? Meta's or Google, any ad platform you're giving money to is honestly your biggest cheerleader. They want you to win because the more you win, the more you give them money. No one will care more about your success in those ad platforms. But if you don't provide the algorithms, the right data to signal what's good and what's bad, it's going to look at things in a binary. I capture a lead, all leads are good. But that's not true, because then you would convert every single lead. So there's quality levels. And so with this conditional logic, using that, if you want glasses that we don't have solutions for, we close you out, we give you a custom thank you end screen that says, thank you so much. Based off of that, we actually don't have a solution for you. Here's our JV partners that do. Or if you are looking for glasses that you can wear when you're wearing contacts, here's a great selection for you. Cool. So you give them a better experience, and then you tell Meta right away, I don't want more people like them. I can't serve them. And there's no offensive, no waste of their time, because it was so instant. It was 5 seconds of their day. And, oh, you can't help me. Cool. Moving on.
Yeah. That is impressive. Okay. And so you say this isn't new, but it's newly refreshed into something that's actually usable. Yes.
And there's still all the audit accounts that we do. I'd say maybe 10% of the accounts are doing this.
I was going to ask.
And 99% of the accounts we audit are doing it incorrectly.
Wow. Okay.
So it's not new. It's just not used. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
I win.
So then, yeah, for sure. You look like a blonde. Never mind. Superhero to clients, because it's like quality is not sacrificed. Quantity, because of the cost, is better. And we're not leveraging, we're not putting a burden of operations on creating a development, being a landing page. And when you create the landing page and you want to add more questions, oh shoot, that's going to break everything. Oh no, we need to integrate with CRM. Oh, look, it's all solved for you. Yeah.
Thanks, Meta.
So, yeah. All right, let's take it. How could Amazon sellers use this? Let's say they don't have a website.
Even better. You don't have to have a website. Ideally, you do have to have a privacy policy.
Okay.
So, like, that's just true. If you're capturing someone's information, you need to have a privacy policy.
And so how does this Amazon seller that doesn't have a website handle that? Do they just upload a document saying this is my privacy policy? Because I can go to ChatGPT and I can tell it to give me an eCom privacy policy, and I'll have it in 33 seconds, and then boom, there you go.
You can. So I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. But like at that point, you might just send them like, here's a Google Doc with our privacy policy last updated. Or you might, ideally, you just say like Danon's privacypolicy.com. Like that you can create in 2 minutes, as fast as it takes for ChatGPT, and you can even have them do it for you. But if you don't have a site, what's really good about this is Amazon buyer without a website means Amazon buyer likely doesn't have leads. And if you do, it's like 80% of people who used your in-app, or sorry, not in-app, your in-package, whatever your product insert is. So very small percentage. So what you can do though is Amazon sellers, this newish, like 2 weeks from like, so early August that this got released, you can reward someone who gives you name, phone number, email, and additional questions that indicate they're actually interested in what you have to sell. You can deliver for them a coupon code and this is true for Amazon or any e-commerce site, if they have earned your business, if they have shown that they're a potentially good customer, you can deliver them for a coupon code that they can then use to put on Amazon or put into the .com or wherever it is. So that you're not just giving it to anyone and everyone. You're saying, oh, you got to earn it a little bit. So I'm like dock blocking you from getting access to a coupon code if you're never going to use it anyways. Like I want to find my humans that like are looking for sunglasses that are stylish, that come in multiple colors, that are polarized, and do not have to cover over other glasses, right? If you find that, people, reward them with the code. You're already doing this on your website. You're just using your bouncer as, oh, you made it to the website. Congratulations. Because however you got here, ideally your marketing has identified why they should get to your site. But most of the time, you're not stopping anyone from getting to your website. You're trying to let everyone in. What happens when you let everyone in? Very few people get the actual follow-up that would make it a better experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let me pose a question to you then. Let's just say, because I find this very fascinating, right? I could see many different ways that this could be utilized to help a brand. So let's just say I sell sunglasses, right? And I want to know, what do you think of this next model? Do you like it or hate it, right? What about for product research?
You could.
You
There's other resources if you're doing specifically product research. You could. I wouldn't use the instant forms. I would just use an A/B split test inside of Meta, because then you can determine a new winner, use a specific objection of engagement, and then put on there directly. Or you can, if you're sending people to this or that, like there's lots of options, but you can do it in volume, in mass on Meta very cost effectively. But I wouldn't do it towards the instant form objective, because that's going after people who are most likely to do a quid pro quo. Here's my information. I will tell you stuff. Like it doesn't have to be only multiple choice. You can ask questions that say, what do you not like about the past sunglasses that you've ever had? And then you get all this information. And imagine if you were following up with personalized sales message. Let's say you're selling $300 pairs of sunglasses and you have a VA or an AI-enabled response through email that says, based off of this answer, why you didn't like your other ones. You load it into ChatGPT. You have them write an answer that's been trained on your solutions. And so then you can start doing emails back and forth with this customer as if it's a personalized shopping experience, which is going to increase brand loyalty 1,000 times over. But if you're doing it for like this or that types of scenarios, there are a few other options that I would test against it. But if you want to do a true split test, success would be engagement.
All right, cool. Thank you. So, all right, let's jump into the book that you're writing. Tell me about that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I've not told anyone. So you'll be the first public announcement of me saying this. Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm writing a book that's called Yo Hablo Money. And
wait, is it Yo Hablo Money or is it Yo Habla Money?
I speak money.
Just
yeah. Oh no, it's, Yo Hablo Money. At the end of the day, what the book is about is how you can go internationally, locally for a more cost-effective way. So essentially,
can you define that? Internationally, locally, more cost-effectively?
Yeah. We have worked with a lot of brands that are like, I'm ready to scale. I speak English. Let's scale to Canada, to the UK, to Australia, to the Caribbean. Where I'm like, why? You have to deal with tax issues, different currencies, and legislation that you probably don't know a lot about. If you're looking at these top Fortune 500 brands, almost all of them are global, and they have the ability to tap into other markets as well as locally because they have a global presence. If you want to be able to do that as a small business owner, or to do it even as like a medium to larger enterprise level brand, with emerging technology like AI, you can do it in a cost-effective way. And when we have such a propensity to purchase in the US, we've got an amazing consumer economy here.
Yes.
We also have an amazingly diverse population here that if you're going after Spanish-speaking, Portuguese-speaking, Taiwanese traditional Mandarin, you're not competing. It's blue ocean. So everything we try to do at Mongoose Media with the Pinterest side, with these instant forums, we look at where everyone is going right, and we're trying to identify, okay, cool. While they're all distracted and fighting, we're just going to go in through the side door that no one is on. And the multicultural marketing is something that we've had a lot of really good success with. I actually initially learned about a lot of these principles from my time at Disney, and I had seen what they had done for the Spanish and Portuguese speaking markets here in Central Florida. And now we've been carrying that to our clients' brands. And the purpose of the book is to introduce people easy ways in which they can add more sales with less effort and without any of that other legal kerfuffles that you'd have to deal with.
Okay, interesting. So you're basically saying expand international. Okay, I get it. Expand internationally, but in America,
but locally.
And just but tap into an audience that you're not currently tapping into. Like, so that was something that I remember happening a little while back on Amazon. Is translate your listings into Spanish.
Easy way to start.
There's an enormous amount of Spanish speaking people that live here.
26th largest population in the world if the Spanish speaking population were its own country.
Yeah.
Why do you want to go for a fraction of that country, of that population size, and take on the burdens of currency, tax laws,
logistics?
Oh my gosh. Especially
Fair
if you're
point.
a commerce product and you have a product that's like topical. Are all the ingredients inside of your product legal in that other location? Are there limits to the number of imports you can, or like what you can export?
Export.
Wow. Okay.
Outport for sure. Yeah.
Outport. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Import, outport.
It's not a dirty word, so it's not very strong in my vernacular. But there might be limitations. Like, for example, I remember in undergrad learning about bananas in Brazil. And because of laws and treaties between the US and Brazil, we had been giving millions of dollars to banana farmers in Brazil. So if you're exporting something to Brazil that contains banana, you may be subject to following all these different elements between US and Brazil trading rights. Like, you can see this is already getting complicated.
So all I heard is that I need to buy a banana tree in Brazil to get government subsidy. Did I get that right?
I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, but that sounds like a pretty good idea.
Awesome. All right. And so your book is about this. It's about leveraging your international audience on a local basis.
Yeah. And how to do it
That's
in a
brilliant.
way that's not going to extenuate your resources, and it's not going to break the bank.
I love it. Okay, cool. And so when is this book dropping?
TBD. So we're looking. So I'm speaking
You're
at Traffic
writing
and
the book.
Conversions. Yeah, I'm currently writing the book. I'm speaking at Traffic and Conversions in March in Las Vegas. Really excited. So publicly saying I'm speaking there too. So that's cool. First time.
Well, hold on. So Traffic and Conversion will not be in San Diego.
No, it's in Vegas. It's in March. And if you are listening, you're thinking of going. If you use Mongoose as the code, you get 50% off the tickets. I do know that tickets literally just went up, but they will keep increasing until closer to the date. And so if you're thinking about going, I'll be there. Obviously, I'll have the book. So it'll definitely be published before the event, because I'm bringing the book to when I'm at the event. And then it's just looking at what makes sense, because January is everyone's like new year, new me. You're planning how you're going to do marketing for the year, also more competitive. So that's just like working that out with the publishing company.
Cool. That's awesome. Well, that I'm actually quite keen to see that, because that's a very good idea to leverage what you're attempting to leverage by going international, just on a national, your existing national level.
Going internationally, locally first.
I love it. And so I have to assume I happen to know about that Korean beauty brand that you were helping those years ago. Did you? So, okay, I was going to ask, because
all that stuff behind me and all over here that you can't see.
That's that K Beauty brand, huh?
Yeah. So AsianBeautyEssentials.com is an in-house e-commerce brand that we do. So we test all of our team on it. And a lot of what we learned of what we're putting into the book comes from revelations from that brand.
Ask, yeah.
Ranking on like page 1 from our SEO strategy when we went Spanish. YouTube channel that's 10 times larger in Spanish. Average order values that are 5 to 7 times larger when compared to the organic traffic we're getting from similar blogs in English.
Wow.
So I mean, I could talk about, like, I've seen this for enterprise brands. I've seen this with small to medium sized brands that we work with. And I've seen it personally from the brand that I've created and tested first. So this is where it's coming from. Like, I'm not saying it's not hard.
Yeah.
Business is hard, but I am saying it's a lot easier than I think most people are expecting. And that's what the book will be. Like, here is your roadmap. This is how you can do it, and how you can do it in a way without all the headache of what you think is easier, because I promise you it's not.
Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah. I personally, I would think that it's hard. Well, I would think that I have a very high, man, my brain is just kaputski.
Pain tolerance?
No, I do not have a high pain tolerance. I don't think. The barrier to entry, I would think, to learning. So here's the thing. Anytime I look for something on marketing or anytime someone looks on something for e-commerce, there's so much crap out there that they have to sift through, right? And not only that, there's so many crap courses that they might pay for that gives you, fluff and half a decade old information that's just not relevant anymore, right?
Fair.
So if I'm going to implement this for my brand, let's talk about the Facebook ads. What did you call that specific type of ad? The quick forms?
Instant form.
Instant forms. Yeah. So tell me, where do I need to go to do that? And do you have any information out there right now that could help?
Reminds me of YouTube. I think we've done a few videos, and there's others in the can that might not have been released yet. Okay. So we have like step-by-steps of walking through accounts of how we're launching it and how we sync the data from a CRM back into Meta so that you're instantly optimizing for more of what you want than just more of more. We have videos on like conditional. So there's some there. Obviously I have the Perpetual Traffic podcast where I'm a co-host, and I try to talk about this all the time. Top 50 podcasts all the time. We were like 34 2 weeks ago in the US.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. I was like stoked. I was like, yes.
Wow. I haven't had a single episode go live yet. That's awesome.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, now you're listening to this live. I haven't even announced it on my podcast that I'm doing the book. And now I'm telling it to you first, Dana.
Sweet. Well, good to be on the inside. Cheers to that.
Yeah. So I'll talk about it there a lot. But how you do it is if you're going into business.facebook.com/ or the adsmanager.facebook.com now, do not do this from your phone. Okay. Look, if anyone's listening to this and you're still here, that you take away nothing else. Don't you dare do any advertising directly from your phone. Get on the desktop.
Why?
Do it through Ads Manager, because if you're doing it on an Apple phone, you're paying 30% more.
What?
Yes. So if you're trying to boost $225, $230, get ready to spend like $70+ to Apple. I'm not doing this math well, but Apple charges you a 30% overage for doing the same boosting post, same advertising from the Apple app.
Oh my.
Than if you're doing it from the Android or from desktop, because like everyone wants their hand in. So if you like, don't do it. You shouldn't be doing it anyways. It's an inefficient way to run ads. But if you like giving your money to Zuckerberg and then now to whoever's in charge of Apple, like if you got stocks, awesome. This was like an overnight easy revenue stream.
No kidding. 30%. Yeah. That's insane.
30. Yeah. And if you're boosting a post, so like $100, this will be easier. If you're boosting a post for $100, you're paying $130, 30 of which goes directly to Apple, 100 goes to Meta.
What if I'm doing this on Instagram?
And then 130 out of you.
What about on Instagram? Is it the same thing?
Instagram owns same thing. Any Meta apps that are on the Apple App Store. It's right. I mean, it's Apple's marketplace, right? Their app store. Android Play Store hasn't done this, but what's to say they haven't? I mean, maybe they're waiting to see if Apple has a lawsuit and they're allowed to do this, but they're doing it. Meta's being charged 30% increase for anyone that's boosting posts using an app store.
Got it. Okay. Bombshell number 3. Do not run ads from your phone if you're on Meta.
Yeah, silly rabbits. So if you're doing it, though, you go to Ads Manager in Facebook on your desktop, create a campaign. You can do, depending on if you're using tailored or the newer version, you look for leads. And when you're looking at the creating campaign, you just want to make sure it shows you instant forms. So when you do leads, it's going to say like, here's the different types you can do. It's instant forms. Okay. Inside the ad set, that's your audience. You just want to make sure you're optimizing for lead forms, these instant forms. There's two different ways. Then you can do the optimization. It's for higher volume or higher quality, like for a better lead conversion, until you've gone past the CRM pixel, which is like a whole technical side in and of itself, which is what
Let's
makes
not get into it.
not only these better, but like no other ad platform can keep up to what Meta's doing.
Really?
So like this is just level 1. Don't worry about optimizing for further down funnel. You're just going to optimize for quantity, right?
Okay.
So you'll optimize for that. And then when you go create the ad itself, you're going to have to create the instant form. In 5 minutes or less, you can ask name, phone, email, and a whole bunch of other contact information. You can ask address. You can ask zip code. With pre-populated information they already have attached to their profile.
Okay.
But here's my hat trick. I don't like pre-populated information because it could be outdated. I want you to physically type it in because psychologically speaking, that was a word.
Yeah.
They're gonna give you what they want. And if they typo it .con or Gmail, like then that's on them and you can re-advertise to them. But they're typing in their email or they're typing in their phone number. You can start to see if someone's not who you want anyways. So that's just a thing. You get 15 questions if you're doing full name, first name, last name. Like those are 3 different questions. Obviously, you're not going to do first name, last name, and full name. But if you're doing first name, that's a question. Phone number, that's a question. Email, that's a question, pre-populated. Or you could ask a single question that says like, what is the best contact information you'd like to provide to us? This could be your phone and or email.
Okay.
Then that's one and they're typing it in. Then you have the custom questions, which you can apply conditional logic to, or you can ask multiple choice. You can ask them to request an appointment. So if you have someone, you're selling a high ticket item, you're selling furniture, you're selling mattresses, you're selling luxury products where they need to talk to someone because you're doing jewelry and you want to know which stone setting, which gemstone, you can have a request an appointment, right? And you can do open-ended, short form, long answers. So you can ask specifics such as like with the sunglasses, is there a certain style that you are looking for with your sunglasses that we can send to to your sunglass personal shopper? And the best part about it is like we ask these open-ended questions. And when you're on social media, people are social. If you were to ask those same questions on a website, like people don't do it. They don't feel comfortable. You're putting it out to either. But now there's this trust. If I'm sending it to you on Instagram, Zuckerberg and his team has my back, which is a really cool swing of like where people were paranoid and didn't trust the platform before, but now they do and they're more social. They're giving you information. We have seen people like spill their guts and give us so much information that when we go to call them or our client reaches out, it's a slam dunk. Like there's no way this person's not buying. They've told you everything.
Wow.
And then it's on you to follow up, of course.
Yeah.
But you can ask up to 15 questions. You can kick them out if any of the questions using multiple choice is something that tells you they are not a good fit for you. And then you can have different end screens kicking them out. Maybe you have a screen like, okay, we might be a good fit, but you're not ready for us because they signaled budget, authority, need, or timing as something that doesn't line up. Say your sunglasses start at $500 and you say, what are you looking to spend on sunglasses? And you have under 30, 30 to 100, over 100, and they put under 30. You might then have an end screen, which isn't like I'm kicking you out, but I'm letting you know that like most of our glasses start at 300.
Directions to the nearest gas station.
Yes. And then you can have your affiliate links and anything else that goes into it. And at the end of all of this, it takes 5 minutes to set up. In your end screen, then you have the chance to give them a download, like so a PDF that they can access right then and there, a website to go learn more, or a phone number that they can call.
Okay, so if you can give them a downloadable, then you can do all sorts of additional marketing and
well, you can do all sorts of additional marketing because now you have their name, phone, and email.
Fair enough. But fair enough. Yeah. Additional branding. Well, whatever. So
whatever.
This is crazy.
Like you might be incentivizing them to say like, hey, do you want the list of 71 port clogging ingredients that you do not want in your skincare? I mean, if I'm interested in this, I'm wearing skincare products.
Yeah.
So if I get this, now I'm reading 71. It's like, cool, all of our products don't contain this. Now I can trust, love, and like the brand. And that's an introduction.
Okay, wow. Let me ask you something. This is more for me than anything, but let's say I wanted to, I think I've got my Rover and it's all decked out for off-road and stuff like that. Let's say I want to build an audience right? To acquire identities, to build an audience, to then sell to them some product. Doesn't matter what it is right now. Would you use this for that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So almost like a viewer acquisition.
I'm going to say list building.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. It would be list building. And then ultimately I want them to like and subscribe. And then
we have clients that were using this to generate people into their Facebook groups. We have client where they're selling directly in their Facebook group. We're generating their leads. We're delivering coupons. We have examples where it's they're doing lead brokering. Like there's so many options. Once you get that contact information, as long as you provide something of value, it's a quid pro quo that someone's like, oh, absolutely. I want to tell you my story. I want to tell you why I want it. And most importantly, you follow up. So Daniel, we see e-commerce lead generation alike. If you get this information and someone tells you, here's 3 lines of why I want your sunglasses. I don't want to spend $5, $30 at the gas station. I want indestructible sunglasses because I'm an off-roader. I am mountain biking and I flip off mountains and I cartwheel down. And the last thing I want is to break a pair of sunglasses. Yeah, right? So if you're having rugged glasses that are guaranteed to work in the most extremist conditions, right? This is the OtterBox of glasses. You're charging a premium price, then absolutely. It's like, hey, you might get $30 off your first pair or get buy one, get one free coupon. But in order to give that to someone, because maybe you're giving that coupon freely on Amazon because they've already come, you're going in front of people that don't know anything about you. They're not necessarily looking to buy sunglasses and you're competing against those. You're now getting in front of them before they've gotten to Amazon.
Okay. Let's take a real world example. So I've got a Facebook group. It's at 6,000 members. It's all, it's all completely organically driven. I've never done any shred of advertising on it. Right. And it is all off-road motorcycle riders, specifically for a trail called the Trans-America Trail, which goes all the way across America, mostly off-road, and it's tons and tons and tons of motorcyclists do this, right? Now, let's say I wanted to dramatically increase the number of followers there. How would I implement this? Or am I going to do something?
Where do you start?
Yeah, where do I start?
First and foremost, what value does someone get by being in that group?
They get access to a community of like-minded people where they can share their experiences, ask questions, etc.
Do you currently gatekeep people from getting into the group?
No, I actually did try to set that up, but for some reason so I've got 2 other off-road groups, right? They're only 1,000 members each, right? And I remember in that group, I was able to set up a series of questions where you had to agree and provide certain information in order to be able to join the group in the first place, right?
Yep.
For the life of me, I couldn't find those settings for this particular group. So I do get people that come in and they advertise and advertise and advertise. That's all. I've got moderators and we just ban those people and delete them and stuff like that. But it does happen. Yeah. But
wouldn't you rather dock block them from getting in there to begin with?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how I would do that. So the value that's in there is a community of others that you can share your experiences with. And do you provide value? Are you providing road recommendations, places to stop along the way, where to gear up, where to camp out?
So I've got, there is one thing that I provide as value to these people is that I've got a spreadsheet where I kept track of all the tools and equipment that I used on my trip, and things I did and didn't need. I also have a list of motorcycle shops that are all along the Trans-America Trail. That's probably one of the most important things there. People love that.
So then the way I would set this up is hey, if you've ever been interested in doing the Trans-American tour,
Trans-America Trail.
We've got Trans-America Trail. Yep. Mongoose marketing. Trans-America Trail. And you are, whether you're just getting started or far along in your journey and have already done it and maybe you're doing it again, we've got this amazing community of over 6,000 other riders where we've got so many recommendations plus a ton of free resources that can help make your Trans-American Trail,
Trans-American
even better.
Trail.
So if this sounds
Totally.
like something you're interested, we'd love to get you in the group, get you connected with a bunch of like-minded people and a ton of free resources to help you get going.
Cool.
Someone's be like, sounds good.
Yeah.
I've read this. I opted in. Then you're asking name, email, maybe you're asking phone, and then you're asking like, do you currently have a motorcycle?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no. If they say no, maybe your follow-up question is like, are you looking to do this with an off-road bike, a bicycle, or something else?
Mm-hmm.
And if they say something like, please fill it out,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then if they say, yes, I have a motorcycle, then maybe you're looking like, do you have a sports bike? Do you have a cruiser bike? Do you have a roadster bike? Whatever that is, so you can get to know who these people
Look
are.
who knows her motorcycles.
Oh my gosh. See? Look, I had an M1 license in California,
Nice.
but that was like a minute ago. So you're asking these questions, and then it's like, maybe you ask another question. Have you ever done the Trans-American Trail? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
And then if they say no, it's like, cool. When are you looking at doing this trail? In the next 90 days, in the next 6 months, in the next 2 years? Because everything that they're giving you lets you have a better onboarding experience welcoming them into the group.
Fair enough. Okay, that's very interesting. What about my existing members? Could I leverage this to target specifically them for some sort of special offer only for people in that group, rather than just posting on the page where?
Oh yeah, well then you can scrape that list and advertise to them directly. But I can tell you from, like, we just did this analysis today. So from people that are going from Facebook Instant Form to a lead group, we're at a 56% conversion, because after you complete the lead form, all that goes to your CRM and your sales team and your customer service to do what they do with it.
Let's pretend we don't have any of those things. We don't have a CRM. We don't have a sales team.
Lead Center is inside and native to Meta, so it's literally there and done for you. So you don't have to even have a sales center.
Cool. So,
but I'd still recommend you're going to follow up with them, because you have to have a place that you're emailing, whether you're emailing directly personally, or if you have like a MailChimp or some sort of place. Like if you're generating leads, you want to talk to them.
Yeah.
But Lead Center, it's free. It's inside the business portfolio. You're good on that end. And like a lot of people will also just do a Google Sheet, not a hard thing.
Yeah. Sure.
But if you remind me what I was thinking, maybe I'll remember why it mattered.
Mongoose Media.
Oh, the link. Okay, so if at the end you capture their information, you get them to the success screen. Hey, this is amazing. We can't wait to see you inside. Please make sure like you click this and come say hi. And then maybe you're going to DM them, right? Like come into the group. You're going to send a private message. Hey, it's Dana. And like, Lauren, we're so excited. Like, I love that you have a Roadster. Oh my gosh, this is mine. Here's the welcome. Here's the Roadster community. Like, come say hi. So you give them the first post that makes sense, right? It's like you're a concierge.
Yeah. I love it.
Like, what a good experience when you know more about them to point them in the direction of what makes sense. If they said they've already done it, then, hey, here's our alumni group. If they're looking at doing the next 3 months, hey, here's the post that says, like, here's where to stop, or here's the gear to start getting. Like, here it is. Like, you're giving them direction. It's like when someone walks into your store and they're like, where are the bananas? You're like, oh, Brazil, right? You can tell them where to go.
Yeah.
You point them. You're again, it's a concierge type of experience. But at the end of the screen, you still have to, there's a button that they have to click on that gets them to the group. Right? So they get to the group. Right now we're seeing 56% convert from seeing the end screen to taking the button, the next action.
Oh man.
So that is a drop, but then you can do retargeting and stuff like that.
I think that's a phenomenal statistic personally.
Oh, don't get me wrong. 2 years ago, it was 1%.
Yeah.
But it's still, because you don't have to do it. There's no requirement for you clicking on that button.
Oh, I get it. But this is the equivalent of new age cold email marketing.
Yes.
Right? To have a 56% conversion is mind-blowing.
Yay. So we literally just did that analysis today. And so then we're going to see across other accounts, what is that looking like? I dropped my hair clip.
Cool.
But yeah, so if you heard that, that's what it was.
I heard that.
I was like, that wasn't a fart, because if that was, I would have a very different career.
Definitely, yeah.
Because that would have been like,
been
how do you fart like an organ?
Yeah.
And it'd be like, sorry. So that's like, it's a really great way. You can't force people to do stuff, of course, but you invite them to the opportunity. You explain why it's a good idea for them to take the next step.
Yep.
And this is where you're courting someone that would be interested in what you have to say. You've established trust with them by making sure that they're filling in. Like, we love to tell people our opinion. So maybe you ask a question like, what is it that you love about your Roadster?
Mm-hmm.
People love to tell you their opinions, right? It's social media.
Yep.
And now you've already warmed them up. It's like you're going on a coffee date and you're saying, tell me about your kids. Green flags all around.
Yeah.
Then when they convert into your group, you are actively listening. Hey, I saw that you're super into Roadsters. This is Danon. Here's the post. I actually just tagged you in it as well. That's where like our Roadsters roam. I think you'll really like it. And you're like, oh my gosh.
Sounds like a good kid's book title for a dad that is a motorcycle owner, Where the Roadsters Roam.
There you go. Next book we'll work on.
Hey, yeah. I've written a couple of kids' books so far. They're not released, but I might just do that, Where the Roadsters Roam.
Great. There you go. And then you'll just have to buy me and my husband dinner. We'll go hang out all together.
Done.
Yeah.
You just drive the
all of that,
distance.
court them.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, we'll drive the distance. Yeah, we'll go 2 hours away.
I'm not carting my 3 kids over to you. Forget that.
Even though I live where Disney is.
Yeah, no. Thanks for offering.
So to that, like, again, what's your initial question was, what's working now? Yeah. What's working now is creating a funnel system, leveraging all the available emerging technology with Meta, talking to people on social media the way they want to be talked to, which is often listening, and then just being a good business owner, following up.
Yeah.
Someone's showed up to your party. They brought a cake. Open the door. Tell them where to put the cake. Let them into your party. So many other brands are just like, I'm not even asking you to the party. I've just taken off my pants and said, hi.
It's not a pants party anymore then.
No.
All right, cool. Well, we are at the top of the hour. So Lauren, once again, I want to thank you for being on the podcast. And I think that the listeners here have probably gotten a fairly decent idea of what your personality is really like, which is a lot of fun. And thank you for the information. So do you have any final parting words of wisdom for the listeners here?
Depending on when you're listening to this, just know that like it's a bloodbath this November. If you want to have a fighting chance, always try to think of where everyone is looking right. How might you go left?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And this is one of those ways to do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lauren. I really appreciate you being on the podcast. It was great to see you again, and dinner is on us next time we see you.
Yeah, we'll look at your book, Where the Roadsters Roam.
That's right. All right. Thanks for listening and tuning in, everybody. If you're still here, wow. Thank you so much. I know it wasn't for me. It was for Lauren. All right, everybody. Well, go ahead.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad I could share this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's really important. And if you have questions, like,
yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry. How do people get a hold of you? Lauren at MongolianBeef.com? Media? Mongolian Media.
New domain name, 100%. It's mongoosemedia.us.
Oh, okay.
My personal email is Lauren at mongoosemedia.us or Lauren E. Petrullo on all the socials because, you know, there's a very intelligent, also blonde, also tall female with name Lauren Petrullo who stole all the social handles first. So, you know, she was born with the name. I married into it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks again, Lauren, and I will see you for dinner whenever.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
Ciao.